Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Gregory Hummer with IdentifySensors, our weekly update. Today, we're going to talk about variants and what that means. Right now, there's 5, maybe 7 variants throughout the United States and throughout the world. The 2 variants that are most concerning are the one out of Brazil and South Africa. They seem to be more infective, or in other words, able to cause an infection easier. Now, why is that? Some of these variants are genetic mutations that involve part of the spike protein. The spike protein is the way that this virus gets into a cell. So anything that is advantageous to the virus to get into the cell is usually the way that virus is going to go. So people say, well, what happens about vaccines then? What happens about testing? Are we going to be able to detect these? The simple answer for check for COVID is yes. We can detect these because most of the variations are occurring in the S gene, not the N gene. Our test tests for the N gene. So it's a molecular test. It's very accurate, and it's able to pick up at least the variants that we know of today. And of course, we'll be testing those to make sure, and we've tested several already, and the outlook is good. And we can say that simply because most of the variations are taking place in the S gene, as I said, not the N gene, which is what we test for. So what happens when a variant arises, and how does it arise? A lot of these variants are happening automatically. You might say just spontaneously, because that's the way things work in this part of the world. Now, obviously, variants can be brought in by people on aircraft or coming into the country, but I don't think that's much of what's happening. I think the virus is mutating indigenously in the United States or in other countries. So the good news is Check for COVID is going to be able to tell you that you have a COVID-19 virus in your system when you start to feel sick. So that's it for today. Tune in next week. Thank you very much.